Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at WhisperStatus74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you're seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. This is a place where your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your criticisms all matter to me. I just got back, or done, I should say, from responding to all of your comments. If I missed your comment, please resubmit it on a newer video, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Your thoughts matter to me, and this channel is really about you guys. It's not me, it's us. Today's video will be a comparison of the LG CX55 and the Sony X950H full array local dimming flagship from Sony LED. The Sony is only 49 inches versus 55 inches. We did a comparison of them the other day with a Spears and Munsell demo disc, and there are some things I want to talk about before we go through with this shootout and analysis. The LG will always push blue, especially on the camera, and the LED will always show more blooming than what's evident to me. It's not always a perfect like for like. The LED in certain frame rates also shows some horizontal banding that is not there, but the OLED will definitely show a bluish tinge, especially in the video that I did where it was just standard out of the box. I could have warmed that up, but all I was looking to do was show you out of the box settings and get them kind of like for like. The best part about this little shootout that I'm doing here is that the LG CX is mine. It is mine permanently, and the Sony X950H has been lent to me by Value Electronics in Scarsdale, New York. Both Robert and Wendy Zahn were kind enough to lend me this display and to let me also do videos within their store in Scarsdale, as well as be part of the OLED mini showdown between this CX and the AAH. And hopefully, if the other showdown happens in July, I will also be part of that. Special thank you to Spare Change for also letting me tag along with Value Electronics. And also, I bought the CX from Value Electronics. Please consider making your next purchase through them. Their gallery will reopen soon, but they are shipping nationwide. You can find their link and their information in the website below. Robert and Wendy are amazing people. Robert is extremely knowledgeable and will definitely answer all your questions via phone call or email. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Shane from Spare Change. Please check out Shane at Spare Change and give him a sub. Awesome content there as well. What we're going to be doing today is a PC game comparison, and we will both have both of these in their default game mode. I am going to increase the backlight a little bit on the Sony, and we'll mess with the settings slightly, but it'll be primarily out of the box, meaning that the Sony, in order to remain accurate in SDR, isn't going to have live color enabled. You're going to have pretty out of the box settings with the OLED. Again, keep in mind that it pushing blue is really the camera, and the blooming you won't really see on the LED. When it comes to gaming, there will be full screen. The first game we're going to show today, this will be a relatively quick video. We're going to do Doom 2016, which to me is the best looking version of the game. Doom Eternal, I liked it, very cartoony. I like the art style in Doom 2016 much better, just my personal opinion. And the reason we're doing this in SDR is that the splitter that I have is 4K 60. It does not have HDR pass-through. The Spears and Munsell disc was through the Panasonic UB820, which I use that as a splitter, and HDR is visible. I'm still trying to find a splitter that is both 4K 60 with HDR pass-through. A lot of them are 4K 30, which doesn't help me with gaming, but we'll be showing all kinds of games. They might not be in HDR, but that will mess up how the image looks. So I'll be showing SDR games until I can find an HDR splitter. There we go. Sorry, long long intro, but these are going to be interesting. What you're going to see in the CX is a better black level. Obviously, the colors are going to pop. You're going to see in the Sony probably better color accuracy. Neither one of these displays has been calibrated, which I think is important to note. One, I'll be seeing and showing you what you'll see when you take it out of the box. Two, we'll be playing towards the strengths of both displays. I don't always agree with calibration of making one display look too much like the other. I want the CX to still have some saturation and pop, and I want the Sony to also be itself and be as bright as it possibly can be. You will see, and we'll go through this as we're watching, the CX, while having a better black level, will have some black crush. You will lose some detail. The Sony will retain some detail, but may look washed out in comparison to the OLED. I find these comparison's fascinating because OLED versus OLED, they look relatively the same in my opinion. OLED versus LED is always fascinating to me. Doom 2016 I've used on every panel that's been in here, and I think it's a great test, benchmark test, and we'll be trying to compare each. I'll also be able to pause it and get close, and if you don't see what you want to see in this video, keep in mind I have these displays for as long as I need them, especially the CX, which is mine. So I'll be doing Dolby Vision, HDR, we'll be doing bright room performance, mid bright room performance, we'll be doing anything you can imagine, every game you can imagine. If there's a game that you want to see, be it the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One X, and PC, if I have it, I'll do a video for you. Just give me your recommendations or whatever you want to see, and I'll try and accommodate you. All right, guys, 6 minutes in. Thank you for listening. Let's get to the video, and we'll talk behind the camera. Thank you, as always. Okay, guys, here we are behind the camera. Both displays are pretty much in their default game mode. The energy saver is off on the OLED. Local dimming is now on high on the Sony X950H. There's also extended dynamic range was medium, it's on high. I also have black adjust on the Sony X950H. I'm still getting to learn the CX's settings as well. I've not had a lot of time with it just yet, but these are going to be pretty much out of the box. So what's happening here, you're in arcade mode, you're going to be seeing Foundry, and what you're going to notice off the bat is that the OLED is definitely deeper. Without question, why I like them side by side is that the CX has a depth in the black level, but the brightness of the X950H is clearly evident. The 950H backlight is also on default. This is not HDR, so it's not even maxed. It's actually only at about 30. And at the same token, the CX is also, its OLED light is at 100. You can make it brighter, but they're kind of at their default settings. We're not trying to give one advantage over the other. So before we even move any further, we can look and see a much deeper image here with the CX, but we can also pay attention to, this area here, where you do tend to have a little bit of a black area here. You can see a little bit more of the detail. And this controller is making me crazy. It has that walking thing. And then as you get over to the Sony, you really lose nothing in the shadows. So that's more evident there. Now guys, doesn't matter to me which is better. I have no stake in the game. What I'm looking for is which is better for you. I've been playing on LEDs for years. I love plasmas. What we want to do here is just illustrate the best and worst of each technology. Now, to my eye, even the flames here on the OLED, which should be dim, appear brighter to me simply because of the contrast. Where on the LED, the whole image is a little bit brighter, right? So to me, the blue here is more evident, has more of a more detail, and on the LED, it kind of washes in. But these are the little differences between the two. Sorry, I bring my camera all the way back. But there's always going to be some loss of detail. Now, if you look here, when I turn back, you'll see this area that I'm showing you is kind of gone. Not gone, but it's not nearly as evident as it is here. You do lose some of that. Now, is that meant to be darker? I'm not sure, but we're just illustrating the two. Also, the blooming you see here on the gun is the camera. Now, what I love about OLED is while it gives you this black level, the specular highlights here are still extremely bright. That's what gives you the contrast. The LED, the Sony, and I will call it an LED, guys. I mean, I'm getting talked about calling it an LCD. It's an LED as far as I'm concerned. They're both the same. we'll see as we get out here the differences between the two. Now again, the idea is to keep them as out of the box as possible. I can make the Sony brighter and I can make the LG brighter, but we're kind of keeping things as natural out of the box as we can. I'm going to deal with these bad guys and then we're going to go do more analysis. Okay, here we are. Now, in some scenes, they're going to look very different. In other scenes, they're going to look very close. This is also on PC. The GTX 1080 Ti, everything is maxed. But you can see here, looking down this hallway, where it looks, you can see the delineation on the wall. Right? You can see that that has a shadowy look to it. Things pop a little bit more. You can see that even on the pipes in the background, you can see more of a 3D appearance on the OLED. Now the flames look equally bright, if not a little more jump or a little more pop on the OLED. But the whole image, and some of this actually looks cleaner on the Sony. Now, is it a perfect like for like? Absolutely not. I don't know enough about the CX settings to make them look the same, but my idea is not to make the displays look the same. The idea is to make them look how they look out of the box. Now, when I compared the B9 to the 900E, there was a much different jump in quality. It shows you the 950H has definitely come a long way. So in this scene here, if you look at the two side by side, especially here, you know, right here, the image looks cleaner on the LED. But they are very close. We go to a darker level, the story is going to change a little bit. But I'm very impressed with both of them and extremely impressed with the Sony 950H. Okay, now we're also going to move to a different level. Alright, moving to another level. Now here you're going to see the Necropolis, which is one of my favorite levels in this game. Now here you're going to see also the depth of the image on the OLED and a little bit more washed out image on the LED. Get this camera a little bit more centered. Now again, on its own, it does look amazing. Very crisp. Keep in mind, both displays, 49-inch, 55-inch, their pixel density is going to lend. Now, you will see that there is a little bit where the HUD is. It does wash out. There is some blooming there. It's, again, more exaggerated. Off angle. But it's there. It's a little bit of blooming around that image. It's not as noticeable if the OLED wasn't right next to it. Now, here we are with the OLED. The CX. And the black level is really something you'll notice more in the floor, even in the blood, and in the rocks. Now we'll stay with these rocks for a second. You don't get a lot of black crush, but you can see a little more detail on the LED. Right, so basically meaning these rocks here you'll see more detail, and you won't see as much there. But it's not crushing out or anything. Now, if you're watching this and you have some recommendations that for me with the CX or even the C9 settings, I'll be glad to apply them as well. Let me step back here. Almost completely falling out of my room. Let's try and get more in the center for the Sony as well. So we'll step back here. There we go. Now as we approach the middle, let's look at specular highlights. Again, for the OLED being much less bright, it pops equally. You're also going to see more of a bluish tinge here on the camera. What it shows, what I see here is more of a gray. What you're going to see there is a blue. Now we're going to go here into the corner where these skulls are. And again, with the LED, things are going to look a little bit more washed out, but still detailed. You'll see more detail here, or more of that three-dimensional pop due to the contrast ratio. If it's not everything you want to see in this video, guys, we'll be doing many more on all these games. And ABL has not been an issue while playing. The image looks very good. But for those of you that think that the OLED's going to destroy the LED, I'm not finding that to be the case. But I don't find the LED destroying the OLED either. The OLED looks phenomenal. It all depends on what is good for you. Now quickly showing Lazarus Labs here. Try and get more in front of the Sony. You're going to see a little bit more white in this. And why the white on, see white here. The white on the OLED, again, in person, isn't nearly as blue. It does show up that way on camera, but another gorgeous level. Again, here's some white. It does push a little blue, not nearly as blue as it is here on camera, keep in mind.
It is not a mistake that he has come into our possession. The demon.
Now here we are, Inner Sanctum. Try and get these a little bit closer. Not so worry about the edges of the screen. Again, specular highlights, the lift here. And it's interesting how the LED on some of the specular highlights is brighter, but sometimes the OLED grabs it brighter. Get rid of these guys. They both look fantastic. I hope for many of you this illustrates that Sonys can be gamed on. There is no reason you can't game on a Sony. My goal is to also get an 8K Samsung in here as well to see how they perform. But very close, very beautiful. Now again, this is just a first effort. I'm not crippling either one. I'm not giving either one a huge advantage. I can make the OLED look more vibrant, make the blacks deeper, but this has brought us close to out of the box as you can get. Local dimming again is on high on the X950H. Get rid of this guy. You see the difference of the color in the sand. Moving on. What I love is the intro to this campaign. Now, even here in the menu, you're going to see more blue on the LED and more deeper blacks on the OLED. So we're going to start this campaign. We're going to just show you the first part of the level, which is my favorite in this game and maybe one of the best intros I've ever played. I like this room because of the candles. Just get rid of everybody. It's a little hard to focus on two TVs at the same time. Come on, get out of there. So as it refocuses, spend a little time with the candlelight. Kind of see the strengths of both. Keeping the flames here. See if we can get more of the OLED in there. All right, let's pause it and get to the level. Yeah. Come on. This game so many times. This is going to look very different as well when we get into this room. It's a very kind of light.
Demonic presence at unsafe levels. Lockdown in effect.
Watch the barrel. The OLED isn't lacking anything in terms of peak brightness. If you look at it, here, the barrel. Now the OLED is going to appear very blue here. It's not that way on, where I'm sitting. So we're going to pause it as I get rid of these guys. Okay, here we are looking at it. Again, that blue is the camera. It is cooler than the Sony, but I know people are having a huge field day with crazy blues on the LG. That is only the camera. It is a cooler looking level. It is bluer on the LG, but they are closer than you think. Now I do like this intro here, especially as it opens up.
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events.
I wish my
of the
voice
last
was like this
24
guy.
hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. but it was worth the risk. I assure you.
Now the game is obviously, or the video camera is picking up blooming on both displays, which you know isn't there. Again, one of the best parts of this game is walking out here. Now for those of you that laugh that I don't beat games, I definitely beat this one. Look at this guy here. And as we walk out. I really like the brightness of the LED and the depth of the CX. The black level on the Sony is also excellent. Now keep in mind, I've not had the hang of messing with the CX yet. There's plenty I can do with the settings. This is just a first video. But if anything, it should show you as well that the OLED is not dim by any stretch of the imagination. You're going to see this as we show up to the flames up here. And then we're going to end the video there. So we have the Sony X950H. LG. I've liked each in this comparison for different reasons. They both look excellent. And I just don't agree with one destroys the other in one specific test. They both look stunning. Alright guys, that is my quick, non-quick comparison. Please be patient as I'm getting to know the CX. I already know the Sony inside and out. I'll be able to make both of them look better, but the point is to show you as close to out of the box as I possibly can. Again, the OLED had energy saver disabled, and the Sony had extended dynamic range was on high instead of medium, and the local dimming was also on high. It is medium out of the box. All right, guys. Thank you as always. You can see here that the white in Doom is still white, so the camera does pick it up as blue. You will see many, many more videos of these two side by side in bright room, dark room. Just please be patient, as I do spend each and every other day responding to the comments, which is my pleasure to do. But I'll take any suggestions on content you want to see. All right, guys, have a happy Memorial Day, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care.